The data model lets you work with the enhanced entity relationship models. You can create a model of an existing data by reverse engineer it. So here we have reverse engineer. Now here you can connect a database that is already present in the database. So for that purpose we must use a connection first. So here we have a connection already present in the list. You can change this connection to any existing connection. So I'm changing it to my previous connection. This was connected by root. Click here and then next. Now in the root we have some databases, so I can select a database. Let's select this student database, and then also select this Sakela, and then next. So here we got some options for inputting or from reverse engineering the databases. So we can select objects in the list here. So I'm selecting all the objects, execute it. Next, finish. So here we get the databases and their ERD models. So this one is in a ER diagram, entity relationship model for a database. I think this one is Sakela. The Sakela database has been used. This Sakela database is a bit bigger and doesn't fit on the screen. So we have bird eye option here. We can navigate the entire database, and we can also zoom in or zoom out here with the help of these two icons. If you go back to models here, so here we have some models. Actually we imported Sakela and also student. This MyDB is created by default, so you can delete this MyDB. And here we can do many operations on these tables. For example, I have a table language, so I can go to its properties and change the color of this table, and also if I need something else I can do in these properties. So if I need to change the attribute name in a table, so I can double click it, and let's say I'm changing it to name X, and this one would change here, name X. Now if I need to synchronize this change with the actual database which was stored and which we accessed in our connection, so for that purpose I must go to database and then synchronize model. Here it will ask me for the connection. We used local instance, and here we have some options for synchronization. You can choose any of these. So I'm going to synchronize this Sakela. I selected it. So these were the contents, and execute. Now the changes would be made in the actual database as per this diagram, and also the options we selected. Another feature is the forward engineering. So here we have Sakela, and I am typing Sakela new here, so we will have a different name for Sakela. So this database has been changed. Now its name is Sakela new. Now I'm going to database and forward engineer. So here we need to select the connection and then choose the appropriate options, objects, and this code can be copied and saved in other files. So I'm executing it. Execute forward engineering script. It got in error. Anyhow, let's check the instance here and right click, refresh. We got this Sakila new here in the list. Now this database is actually created from that diagram by using forward engineering. Here in this interface, under MySQL model, we can create a new diagram for a database. So double click add diagram. We got a new diagram here, so we can drag and drop many things here. We have many options for this diagram. For example, I'm going to create a table, so I can easily drag and drop this table here. So double click this table, we will get some options for this table. Let's say I'm naming it as student, so the table name would be student. Give some attributes like ID, it should be primary key, and also not null. We have unique, we have binary, we have unsigned, zero fill, auto increment, and generated. We have already studied these flags in our theory classes. So next column would be name. The name should be varchar. We can choose any data type, so for name varchar is better, and the length can also be adjusted here. Next we have, let's say, f name. For the name, it should be varchar with 35 length. Now this table has been created, so we have many options here, and we can remove this table. We can make some layouts here. We can create views, and we can specify the relationships among these tables. So with the help of this diagram, we can create with the help of this tool, we can create a new diagram for a database. This diagram can be saved by clicking this save icon. The file type would be MWB. You can save it here, and you can share this file with anyone. So this diagram can be used for the creation of a database by using forward engineer, as we did for Sakila new. In MySQL, besides the manipulation of data, we can also manage the databases and many things like users, connections that are associated with our DBMS. So for that purpose, we must go to our connection that was under SQL. So here we used schema, so we can use administrative tools under navigator table. Click administration. So for example, I'm going to manage users, so I must click users and privileges. We will use this user segment in our next lectures, and we will also create users and give them privileges through our code. So here in the list we have some users like user 1, user 2, 3, test user, root, and also some roles. Roles are also considered as user. Here you can create a new account, a new user, so you can name it, give the password and host name, authentication type, etc. Here we can manage users by limiting their operations, like allowing them to execute a particular number of queries. Here we have some administrative roles. You can give any role to any user. Also here we have some privileges. We can assign a particular set of privileges to a particular user by using this interface. This was all about MySQL Workbench. Here we studied about MySQL Workbench, then component of Workbench, and a tour of the Workbench. We looked into the interface and different features available in the Workbench. So you can study these slides for better understanding of this topic. I hope you will study these all by yourselves and do explore different features in Workbench. That's all. Thanks.